Hello. So today I'm going to be talking about The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. I don't have this one to wave around in front of your face because I got it from the library and took it back. So, it is about a boy who has his entire family murdered when he was a baby, and during the murder he wanders off into a nearby cemetery, and when the cemetery inhabitants, being the ghosts, discover what has happened to his family, they decide to raise him as their own and keep him safe from the man who is trying to find and kill him to finish the job. It kind of chronicles his life as he grows up and all of the adventures he has in the graveyard. I really like Nobody Owens, and it was interesting to see him grow up and how his perspective on life and death, kind of growing up, looking like outside looking in on both of these things. My favorite characters are probably Silas, who is nobody's guardian. He is not really alive or dead, and they hint strongly that he is a vampire, although they never actually really say it. He's just like really dark and mysterious, but really wise. Nobody has parents. They're the ones who named him. He's Nobody Owens. Owens after his ghost parents who adopted him, and Nobody because they didn't want him to have a name where people could track him down. So he has parents, but they're dead, and they're sort of stuck in their own time period, and Silas kind of plays this really helpful mentor who helps keep Nobody in touch with the real world and the modern day. I also really like Eliza. She is a ghost who was killed for being a witch. She was drowned and then burned, believe it or not, both. And it turns out she actually was a witch. And she is this really funny, sarcastic, witty character, and as Nobody gets older, she sort of starts to have a little bit of a crush on him, and that's really fun to watch. So I really liked her. The biggest problem in the story is, that these ghosts are trying to keep him safe and keep him away from this man who wants to kill him, and the only way they can do that is to keep him always inside the graveyard. And the problem with that as Nobody gets older is that he wants to go outside of the graveyard and live life and experience things and be amongst, people who are also alive. One of the main questions I think presented in this book was that whether it's better to be safe and protected by people that love you but lead sort of a stagnant existence, or whether it's better to, rush out on your own and experience things and damn the consequences, even though you might get hurt or killed or something terrible could happen to you. Another one is like this importance of self and self-recognition and finding out who you are. Clearly with a name like Nobody and no other identity, he's really left a color in the lines for himself. The thing I really liked about this book is how this entire community of dead people, who have no reason to care about whether this boy, objectively, no reason to care whether he lives or he dies, and they all band together and to help keep this boy alive, and it's so important to them to make sure that he keeps living and that he sees his life through and does all the things he could possibly do before he joins them. One thing I didn't like so much were there were these two characters that I liked, throughout the book, as long as they were in it. Up toward the end, one of them was just sort of disappointing to me because turned out to be kind of cowardly, and the other one turned out to be not who I thought they were and turned out to be not a very nice person. I don't like when I really enjoy a character and then they kind of turn on me like that. I wish, maybe there had been a few more clues, or they'd been a little less likable or something, and then I could have been like, oh, I don't care. But I did care, and I was really frustrated that was the case. I liked the way the book ended. I didn't like it while I was reading it because it was sad, but it was a necessary sort of sad, and I don't think that it could have ended any other way. I would definitely recommend this book. This is my first Neil Gaiman book, and I definitely want to read more. I would probably give this a 7 out of 10. It's not overly complex, but it was really, really fun and really cool, and I definitely think that you should read it. Alright, that is all. Goodbye.